Doge will come up short by $850 billion. Stock market has lost trillions since Trump unilaterally slapped tariffs on allies and enemies alike. 800 cases of the measles across 25 states.
Let's hop into an MSNBC segment with a feature from Jasmine Crockett sounding off on the horrendous start to Trump's second term, the failure of a second term as far as the first 90 days are concerned. So leave us a like on the video if you can. It really helps us grow. We appreciate it a bunch, and we'll be back after with the context needed.
The Supreme Court temporarily blocked the Trump administration's efforts to deport Venezuelan nationals pursuant to the Alien Enemies Act. It's another legal loss for Trump and his administration, which, according to the Institute for Policy Integrity at the NYU School of Law, has an impressive 93% rate of failure. Elon Musk is projecting Doge will come up short by $850 billion on its $1 trillion pledge to reduce the federal budget. Since Trump's inauguration, more than 280,000 federal workers across 27 agencies have been fired, and that doesn't even include the month of April. It's a number only surpassed by the early days of the pandemic. The stock market has lost trillions since Trump unilaterally slapped tariffs on allies and enemies alike, careening the U.S. economy into a trade war with China. There are more than 800 cases of the measles across 25 states.
It's like almost impressive of how much a horrendous failure this has been, because all of this, one, he was handed a pretty good situation and chose to 180 it, but it's all also matched with this unprecedented attack on constitutional rights, democracy, the checks and balances of the executive, as he tries to accelerate us towards like rampant dictatorship. And the world is still on fire. He can't get us out of these wars. I mean, literally on no facet is he succeeding here. So it's not even like you can be, oh, well, at least he was good for the economy or no wars or whatever, right? Because like you tried to do the first time, so obviously not this time. And he's also taking easily avoidable losses, like defunding medical research. How about just not doing that? Firing middle-class federal workers, overreaching into the private sector, crashing the market by choice with tariffs, only to walk back every single one, literally with nothing. Now even the ones with China, like, just not do that, maybe? I don't know.
We know that they admitted that they were wrong. Now they're trying to double back and say, well, he's this terrible person and all this kind of stuff. But here's the reality. As far as I'm concerned, he's a lot less criminal than the person that's sitting in the White House. Because last time I checked, he doesn't have any criminal convictions. I don't even think he has any outstanding cases versus the guy that still had cases pending when he was sworn in on January 20th and also has 34 felony convictions. So listen, I don't want to hear anything from the Republican Party about how they're trying to keep us safe when their fearless leader is actually the biggest criminal thus far that we have seen, because I haven't seen anybody with a rap sheet that looks like the president's.
No, but remember, guys, Trump is discriminated against and he's targeted politically by the law because they're all scared of what he'll do if he'll get to power, you know, crashing our retirement funds and probably ending the electability of his party in the midterms, if not also in the general, in literally 90 days. And black and brown people aren't discriminated against in the court of law, but Trump is. I can hardly even say it and keep a straight face. I mean, the level of delusion you have to indulge in to justify supporting a 34-count felon and adjudicated rapist being president, but thinking that mere allegations of hearsay should warrant deportation, as if the rich, straight white guy is discriminated against in this country, but black and brown people aren't. Because remember, these are the same people who will look you in the face and tell you systemic racism isn't real. Racism is the dying embers in this country, but that the systemic bias is real when it's affecting their daddy Trump or something. Like conservatives are discriminated against in this country. Like the things these people believe are insane.
One of my colleagues actually put this post up in a group chat, and I was like, okay, this isn't real, right? Because it was just a picture. And then she was like, no, it's absolutely real. And I was like, who are we and where are we living and who is running this country? Because the level of childness that we saw in this post, but also just the level of cruelty and the level of admission that we've seen, right? Like, Katie, you and I both know that ultimately this is not the last that we have seen of this post. This post will most likely show up in some court filing when they are trying to determine whether or not this court has, or I'm sorry, this administration has intentionally decided that it wanted to ignore a court order. This will most likely show.
And this is pretty crazy that the White House official account would post that, but it's akin to like what we've seen from them. They did like ASMR of immigrants' voices being deported. They've posted like cartoons of them like crying while being deported. Trump literally posted an altered photo of Abrego Garcia's knuckles with MS-13 on them and said that it was real, literally verbatim. Absolutely. I mean, it's just, there's no line that these people won't cross. You can't make this up. They're just openly and proudly doing racism. They're lying to justify the racism, and millions of Americans are cheering it on in the name of racism. Literally, the left has never been more vindicated for so many things, but we've never been more vindicated for saying that racism was still a massive problem in this country. And there's no arguing against that anymore. Like, you remember when Vivek Ramaswamy said it was the dying embers? We have millions of people cheering on someone who's committed no crimes being deported because he's brown, but then supporting a 34-count felon being president because he's white. Like, just for a moment, imagine if Trump was on trial for any charge, any of the charges, based off double hearsay testimony. Imagine what MAGA would say. Again, E. Jean Carroll's testimony, corroborative testimony, 2 corroborative testimonies, witness testimony from the day wasn't enough. He didn't do sexual assault because it was 20 years ago and all they had was literally a total of 4 testimonies. But a double hearsay testimony is enough. Okay, dozens of testimonies, emails, documents of the fraud, audio, not enough for his falsifying business records charges, but double hearsay testimony, enough. Definitely not a cult, guys. Definitely not a cult.